everybody. Hey, Mercedes. So good to see all of you. Welcome. Yay. Okay. So we're here at MTP Live. Hey. And I've got my logos up so you can see the three beautiful logos of Greenway Art Alliance for our three different programs. I'm sure you're familiar with the bottom one right here, Melrose Trading Post. But we have two other programs I'm going to tell you a little bit about today before we get started. So I'm Natalie. I'm one of the managers at the Melrose Trading Post, and I work with Greenway Art Alliance. Our mission at Greenway is to unite communities through art, education, and social enterprise. And so you can see here we have the three logos and the three parts of our mission. Art is the Greenway Court Theatre, which is a 99-seat professional theater right next to Fairfax High School. Education is Greenway Institute for the Arts. It is our arts education program. It is how we connect with students at Fairfax High School and at other LAUSD schools. And then, of course, you know, the Melrose Trading Post right here. It's our weekly market that we have every Sunday at Fairfax High School. Of course, we are closed due to COVID-19, but we are bringing the people that you would see at the market here live on Instagram so that you can still be connected with them and still discover new local artists, musicians, and makers and collectors. And so we're here to share their stories with you and make sure that you're able to still support local businesses even though our market is closed. Yay! So we have a great lineup for you today. The first person we'll be connecting with is Matt. His company name is Paper 8, and he has a store, an actual brick and mortar shop that he has turned into a really incredibly visually pleasing art display, art installation. It's so cool, and it has the things that he creates, and he's going to be showing us some of his designs today. Then we also have Steffany from the flower shop. She'll be coming up after. Steffany and her mom Sandra will be joining us, and they'll be showing us a flower demonstration and tell us a little bit about their business and how they got started together as a family. And then we'll have Sabrina of LA Hip Threads, and she is an awesome vintage dealer, and she'll be joining us later. Then we'll also have Diana of South Bay Salts. And I know all these vendors are very popular at the market, so if you know them, give them a woohoo or a little shout out or a thumbs up or a heart. So Diana of South Bay Salts will be joining us. And then Aniela of London Minori, she'll also be joining us, and she's a jewelry designer and also a mom. So the other thing we'll be having today is a very special performance from Dylan Chambers. He is a soul singer, songwriter, and guitarist. And he will be joining us in between Steffany's session and Sabrina's session. So we've got a great lineup for you today, and I'm going to go ahead and get started and bring Matt on board. And of course, everyone, happy Mother's Day. Isn't that half of the reason why we're here? Happy Mother's Day. Make sure, you've said Happy Mother's Day to your mom or to any moms you know, and make sure you're celebrating them, even if it is from far away. We dropped off a little gift for my mom this morning. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. It's good to see you.
You? How are things?
You know what? They're pretty good. Considering everything that's happening. We're at home and we get to spend time together, so we're trying to spin it in a positive way as best we can.
Good to hear.
Very cool. So can you tell us a little about yourself and your business?
Yeah, so my name is Matt. I am an illustrator. I do these pencil kind of illustrations, which are movie posters, and they reference cinema. So most of them are this is an image of one, so they're all pencil drawn. So this is all pencil, and then the text is all pencil. So they're my versions of movie posters, and then I have others which are more just reference kind of movies in some ways. So this is kind of the haircuts from Edward Scissorhands.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's kind of stuff like that. And then I do things that reference pop culture and Instagram and TV. And then I also, so my business and what I do at the Trading Post is I have a t-shirt printer and I print these onto t-shirts. So I have a t-shirt line and then I sell the prints and t-shirts and also gear.
Yeah,
I'm
so excited for us to get a look around the store because I've seen pictures of it. It looks so cool.
Cool. Yeah, I can give you. Do I give you a tour? Like, how do you? What's the? You take charge.
Let's do that in a minute. Let's. I'd like to ask you a couple more questions before we get to the tour. So I'd like to know, how did you get started, and how did you take your art and turn it into a business?
So God, that's kind of could be a long story. So I'm originally from England. I did my master's degree out here at Otis College. And then after I graduated, I had to go home, and because I couldn't get my visa sorted. And in that time, I started doing this series of like the movie posters, which the originals are like up there. Can you see those, or is that out of frame?
It's a little out of frame.
So like, the original ones.
Nice.
So I started doing that series, and then when I got my visa, when I came back to the States on this artist visa, which was great, but it means that I wasn't able to like get a job. So I had to basically make money doing my own work. And I had been going to the Melrose Trading Post for like 3 years before that when I was going to school here, and I was living up in Koreatown at the time. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can like sell my stuff there. So that's kind of how I started kind of doing this, is like, that's kind of how this all started, really. Right. My first time at Melrose, I had a table and a fold-out table and a chair that I borrowed from a friend, and I didn't have a tent or a canopy or any covering, and I just had like a bunch of prints that weren't like in any kind of wrapping or any display, so it was really pathetic. But that was kind of my origins of my business, of how it kind of started, and then it kind of continued to grow through that. Does that answer the?
Yeah, it does. And then today you have this brick and mortar shop. So can you tell me where your shop is?
Does it what? Sorry.
Oh, where's your shop?
So the shop is on Virgil Avenue. So it's just off Melrose and Virgil in Silver Lake, Virgil Village. So it's right 2 doors down from Squirrel, if you're familiar with Squirrel, the kind of brunch restaurant place. So it's a good area. There's Babes and Legs, who also sell at the market, a vendor at the market there across the street, and then a shop Intentionally Blank, a shoe shop next door. So it's a kind of good like up and coming place, and it works great for me because it's I have like the storefront at the front, and then I have kind of my studio and print shop at the back. So before, when I first got the printer and I was just working out of my house, and it was hard to have like a like a work home life balance kind of thing. So it's, my mental health is better, I think, for it.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing from a lot of people is, that's really what pushes you to make the next step and get a different space, is it just takes over your house because you want to keep growing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was definitely part of it. And I think it's just when you're kind of self-employed, it's really hard to, or you have to be self-motivated, and then you have to, like, no one gives you these things. So you have to, like, I was doing the Trading Post and I was kind of, doing well there, and then I wasn't kind of happy with the t-shirts that I was getting printed or whatever. So it's like, oh, I can get my own, and then having that allow me to think of the next step, which was to get a shop, because then I can print on demand and have everything here, and just kind of taking jumps or leaps of faith. But yeah, it's working out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so I want to ask you a little bit about what you love about the market, and about the community of vendors at the market.
I mean, I think that's, like, to be honest, it's definitely, because I've been doing it for, I guess, 7 years now. So it's definitely like easy to take it for granted, and to not enjoy getting up super early on Sunday mornings and like be sitting out in the sun all day. But not doing it does, yeah, make you kind of realize like the community and just the exposure that it gives. And, you know, like it's, I mean, that's the biggest thing, really, just kind of the exposure and the community and being around other artists and vendors and like friends. And yeah, like that's the good part about it. And, you know, it works for me. It kind of works so well with the shop because they're kind of close. They're super close to each other. So having like, I don't get that much foot traffic here, but having the 3,000 or 5,000 or whatever, like the people that come through the market gives me kind of foot traffic that then comes here, or gives me, yeah, just like awareness of my brand. So that sucks to not have that right now.
Yeah.
But,
and so, like, on that note, so can you tell me a little bit about how COVID-19 has impacted your business and how you do business?
Yeah, I mean, it means I get to line on Sundays, so you have to look at the positive things about it. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because yeah, I'm closed here and I don't get to do the kind of markets and fairs and events that I normally do. But then what it has allowed me to do it's allowed me to kind of have some more time to myself in order to like do more designs and more ideas. And part of like being around the Trading Post and having all these customers and feedback over the past few years, it's kind of influences the direction of like where I take my designs, but it also doesn't allow me the time to do them because I mean, I do have help here, which is great, but it's pretty much just me. So like having a forced kind of pause on the business has allowed me to work more towards doing like this TV line that I wanted to do on Post-it notes, which I haven't had time to do. And then I've also just haven't wanted to launch like one thing. You know, I've had time to like do a series, which has been good. And then also just to, I mean, to stay connected, or I've been staying connected, doing kind of more like online sales and Instagram sales when I have on right now. So because I have kind of my shop stock and then I have my market stock. So all the market stock is now excess and kind of sitting there. So I'm trying to have like, you know, I put up like a number of those every kind of Sunday to kind of sell those and like stay connected that way. And then I've also been like bandanas was something. I had a bunch of bandanas from the end of last year, which was something I was looking into, but my designs don't really kind of fit. I haven't got around to like developing that idea, and they don't really kind of fit on a bandana to wear because you lose the kind of design. And then lots of people were using kind of bandanas as like makeshift masks. So I was kind of putting the bandanas, like making those up. I don't know if I have any anywhere. But yeah, so I've kind of been like tailoring things to fit the pandemic and like the situation that we're in, so it's available for people, but also it kind of sticks with like what I'm doing as well, you know, with my designs and my business, and once this is, you know, over, or how this develops and changes, like you can, yeah, they're still there, and it's not super specific to COVID-19, but it's like you can still have these bandanas, which it's a bandana, but for right now, it kind of works as like something that as a health precaution that can help, you know. Yeah, and then I also have I've just been trying to set up on my website, like there's a page that you can go to where it's kind of a print your own design, so either as the bandana face mask or as a t-shirt. So again, that isn't something that I've really been offering that much, just because when I print for other people, it takes away from me kind of building my own business or like doing my work. So I'm kind of, now that I have more free time, it's like I can do kind of smaller print jobs for other people. Yeah. So that's
cool.
kind of the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool, Matt. I like how, you know, you're still thinking about, you know, making something that people need right now in this moment, but also it's not like so specific that in a year you're gonna be like, why do I have all these things? You know,
Right.
I mean, hopefully that's the case, that we don't need necessarily like a mask or something within that time period, but you're making it timeless. So
Yeah.
I like how you're doing that. That's cool.
Thank you.
And I did see your email this morning about doing custom masks. So I thought that was a really interesting idea to
Yeah.
like you could put your own photo or your own design
Did you send
on
me one?
Wait, what was that?
Did you send me one?
I didn't send you one yet.
Okay.
I saw it right before we hopped on.
That's cool. Well, I can print one up just to, when I do the tour. I can show you how the printer works and like how that works. But
That's really cool. I think that, you know, a lot of the artists I've talked to are basically deciding to make space for the things that they haven't been able to do in a while. And so it's cool to see that and how it comes through in each person's business.
yeah, I mean, I think it's so like, I mean, yeah, it's such a messed up situation, but we can't change it. And we like, I've just been trying not to stress out too much about it, because it's like, then I'll just mess myself up, you know? So it's like trying to do it day by day and not think about kind of too far in the future with like rents and how it all impacts us until we kind of, I don't know, see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think that we have some time to check out the shop
Yeah.
and the tour.
Yeah. Let me, oh, can I turn this around, or can you flip this, or should I just turn it around?
Whatever
yeah,
you feel. You want to explain something with your face and then flip it around, whatever you want.
Okay, well, here we go. Well, this is, hey. So this is basically, let's start from here. These are my awesome theater seats, which this one's broke. So if you ever come, you can sit down here and rest while someone else shops. But it's kind of, I have lots of like props, which are kind of old TVs and Super 8 cameras. And then I have a lot of stuff up here as well, just obviously with the Trading Post being, like I can't bring all my designs here. And then there's things like these denim jackets that I have, which I don't bring just because they're too like valuable to get, you know, to take with me. But then this is, I don't know. Yeah, this is it basically. It's my record player that I just play movie soundtracks and Bruce Springsteen. These are some kind of the newer designs which I've been doing. So that's a Almost Famous one. And then this one is from the Birds, which I really love. And then I have pillows here as well. I have some candles, which are from this, they're from Little Brooklyn Shop, which they're based in Brooklyn. But we did some kind of collaboration. So there's four different scents which match four of my designs. So there's like the Miranda Priestley one, which is kind of the floral one. There's an Elio, which is like a tangerine one, which goes with the Call Me By Your Name. So I have stuff like that. I also have some of Raphael creations, some of Lisa's stuff up here, which is great just because it fits so well with my stuff. So I have a couple of her lamps, and I have these candy relics, which are these, they're based in Portland, but they do these awesome ceramics, and my friend Savannah, who does show jewelry, and then Rambler Handcrafted. So I'm trying to kind of create like, having some other brands in here which kind of fit with my stuff, so it isn't just me. So that's something that I'm trying to do more in the future. And then this is like a part of the display, which is like VHS cases. And then these are optional kind of packaging for the shirts. So the shirt kind of comes in
So cool.
VHS case. And these are only available at the shop, just because it's limited as to what I can take. But that's pretty much the front shop. I have this big Samuel L. Jackson, Pulp Fiction wallpaper. And then back here is more of like this is my really messy workspace, just because I haven't really been here. But but I've been doing like these kind of Post-it. Like I've used Post-its in my work a lot, just in general, but I did this kind of Instagram series, which were like, this is a business card, the kind of Rihanna one. So the, you know, the post-its kind of reference like Instagram and like the throwaway nature of celebrity culture or our culture now. And then I've been doing all these TV series, which is, I wanted to do something that was different from kind of my like standard like movie poster ones, just so there's kind of a difference. And with TV, it's like there's so much. Sorry, I'm kind of blabbing, but yeah, it's hard to, with a film. It's like you can pick a moment within like 90 minutes or 120 minutes of the movie to kind of represent that, like, you know, to represent the movie with a quote. Whereas with TV, it's really hard to pick something which sums up like an entire series, you know. So I was trying to do more like for Schitt's Creek. I did all of. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so I did. So these are all kind of Moira's wigs,
Great.
which are pretty cool.
Yeah, wow.
And then I have that as, so this is kind of how the t-shirt is.
Oh, nice. With all of them on there.
With all of them on there, and then this comes as a tote bag as well, where it's slightly fitted the other way. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I have this Golden Girls one.
Nice.
And then I just did this Absolutely Fabulous one. So again, that's, yeah, I actually need to print one up now. So I'm just going to press print on that. But yeah, but that's, oh, and then I just started these Baywatch ones last night, which are obviously Pammy. And these are kind of in progress. But that's, yeah, that's, oh, and this is a little picture of my shop that I did.
That's really nice.
Yeah, but that's it. But this is my printer. So you basically, I mean, this is boring, but like everything's kind of loaded on here. So it's all saved the settings, and then yeah, you hit print, and it takes about 2 minutes to print, 3 minutes to print up, and then I have a heat press, which is here, which kind of sets the design in the shirt, so it's kind of all set and ready to go.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that you can do everything in-house now.
Yeah,
so awesome.
It's kind of cool, like, because I did a bunch of prints, or like the tote bags for the Trading Post.
Yeah.
That was when I first got my printer, but I was doing those at home, so that was kind of before I had this space. So it was like just printing, having that in a tiny kind of 1-bedroom bungalow, and the heat press, which is the worst because the heat press gives off like 350 degrees. That's set at that amount the whole time, so it just gets really hot. And yeah, when I have AC here, which is really nice to kind of combat that.
Nice.
But yeah, let me see if I can show you this. And then, so this is kind of the...
Oh, cool. Printing out the Moira one, right?
This is the Absolutely Fabulous one. So it's kind of
cool.
the same, a similar kind of layout.
Nice.
And then you can start to see it through there. And then, let me see if I can find, and then these are a couple of like how the bandanas are. So they're just kind of like on the front, like that.
There we go. Oh, nice.
You can fold them, you can either wear it as like a bandana or as a hair bandana thing, or fold it over and have it as a face mask. And then I have like these are terrible examples because I've been sitting on them or something, but that's like the Moira one.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this here is a fresh print. So this is just, it took what, like 2 minutes if that?
Yeah.
So this is still wet. So this will smudge if you touch it. So then that goes to the heat press, and then that kind of sets it in the shirt.
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah. What else?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, I mean, it's tough, but there's so many different genres, I guess, where I guess I have favorites, but probably my favorite movie, if I had to say, would be Speed.
Okay.
Just because, and I haven't done a Speed one because I just find it too hard to like pick, like I don't know what I would do to represent my favorite film. So it's maybe it'll be like the last one that I ever do or something.
That's awesome. And what are you watching on TV right now?
On TV right now, I'm watching Dead to Me. Is it Dead to Me or Dead? The second series of Dead, like it's the Christina Applegate and Linda.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. I just can't remember it. Succession, which is really good. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one.
It's a good one. Unorthodox. Just lots of everything.
Nice.
Underworld trilogy, Resident Evil, easy stuff like that, which is terrible but easy to watch.
I don't know about all that.
Like perfect quarantine. Yeah.
Very cool. And do you see like your next project in the future, like the thing you're still thinking about in your head but you haven't put to paper yet?
I mean, I just have like such a long list of movies that I want to do. So like Boogie Nights, The Big Lebowski, a Seven one, just kind of dark, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of like these post-it style ones, so I want to switch it up and get back to doing some pencil of the movie ones. But I enjoy doing the post-it ones too, and they're fun to kind of play around with as well. Yeah, but that's my life right now. I just draw and watch bad movies, and yeah, trying to get some internet sales.
Yes. Very cool. So, can you tell us your website and everywhere to follow you and to check out all your designs?
Yeah, so my Instagram is paper_8, like spelled out EIGHT, which I guess is on here. And then everything's kind of linked on my website. So everything's linked on my Instagram, but my web address is paper8 apparel.com. And yeah, and I currently have a 20% off sale with code SPRINGCLEAN. But there's another code if you're watching this for 30% off, not on top of the 20%, but just a 30%. So it's MTP for Melrose Trading Post. So if you pop that in, which is just valid through the rest of the day, so that gets you 30% off. I also have in my stories some clearance or some sample sales, which is basically the stuff I take to Melrose Trading Post, which is $28. And then I have a bunch, which is kind of all the ones that, like I was saying, when the heat press, the ink comes off and it's wet, so if it smudges sometimes, it can leave these little marks. So I kind of discount those. So they're $22 right now. Ones like that have tiny kind of smudges, like this one. So kind of at the top there, it's just like marks. So all these are listed on my stories for $22.
Cool.
And yeah, I think that's, is that everything? Or my?
Yes. It looks like we have a question asking what's your store's address?
Oh, thank you. Yes, and the store address is 716 North Virgil Avenue, and that's also linked in my Instagram and the profile as well.
Nice. That's
yeah,
awesome.
And then I think I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be maybe opening. I've been here most days, but I think next week I'm probably going to be here and like be kind of open for pickup between kind of 12 and 3 and see how that goes next week, and then take it from there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that is the new thing now, is that certain stores can open up for pickup only, right?
Yeah. So, and I mean, I think it's kind of a quiet neighborhood, apart from lots of foot traffic normally comes from the brunch spot, Squirrel. So they're going to be closed still. So I don't think it's going to be like hop in down here, but I'm still I generally up here getting some stuff done. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, Matt, it's been so great talking to you, catching up, and getting to see your store. Yeah, so
Yeah, thank you. It's
thank
been good to
you.
see you.
Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for the 30% off code MTP for your website. That is so
Yeah,
cool.
of
Very cool. So
course.
yeah, thank you so much for joining me here on MTP Live, Matt. And I'll see you hopefully soon. But if
Oh,
not, we can always connect online.
yes, for sure. And I'll have to make it to the vendor Zoom thing because I missed them.
Yeah, they're so
Okay,
fun.
awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. I'll see you later.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Uh-oh, it kind of cut off a little bit. But yes, so Paper 8 is his company name. Remember that. And so his Instagram is pinned to the bottom. It's at paper_8 spelled out. And he's got his shop on Virgil by Melrose and his website, paper8.com. So go check it out with that offer code MTP for 30% off. It's only good today, so make sure you use it. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off of this video, start a new one in just a couple of minutes, and I'll be right back with Steffany of the Flower Patch and her mom. Coming up next, we have Steffany and Sandra from the Flower Shop, and they're coming on in. Let's see right here. Patch LA, my favorite flower shop. They did the floral arrangements, the bouquets, everything for my wedding.
Oh,
Here they are! Yay! Hello, beautiful. How are you? Happy Mother's Day.
happy future Mother Day.
Thank you. I'm a dog mom, so I'll take it.
We're gonna be moms, Natalie. So we're the mamitas right now. So
Yeah, so I'm so excited that both of you are here today. Um, and so let's get started. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
perfect. So I'm Steffany, and this is my mother, Sandra. Our business is a flower business, which I am. This is kind of like my hobby, but I love it so much, just because like it just brings me a lot of joy. Which I know Natalie also brings a lot of joy because she's also like someone that inspires me with her like gardening and flowers and things like that. So we started this a couple of now 3 years ago at Melrose Trading Post, and you know, been really excited and literally I think as the years have been coming through. Weeks and months and you know days, I feel like you know our business has become more like a family, and I think that's something that represents also Melrose Trading Post. So yeah, so we started this flower business which we love, which we buy. We so exaggerate because we buy so many flowers, sometimes to even just have at home, but we just love it. But yeah, so we you know we're a flower business and we do a lot of corporate events, we do a lot of weddings. That's mostly our concentration. It's weddings and you know and events and things like that. Even though we love and birthdays too. Even though we have a lot of people that support us and always you know getting us orders in, which is so excited when we get those orders in and people just been trusting us with that. Even on Mother's Day, you know, working since Friday and getting some orders together, and which we're not even expecting that. And again, it's just really that community of all these people that comes together and to support small businesses too.
Beautiful. It looks like we have a comment here that says, "Your mom is so beautiful. I thought she was your sister."
Oh, it's my mother. I know, I'm blessed.
Oh.
I am mother. And
my
two
mother.
beautiful babies, too.
Yes.
So when I get to that age, I still look like that. So hopefully.
Me too. Aw, motherly love.
Oh, even though she's the one working right now in an arrangement, well, we talk and we have a conversation together. But she's also the expert here. So I'm just telling something's the brain, and then she comes with her magic and does that thing like a mom does. So.
Exactly. Oh, that's so beautiful. So we heard about the start of the Flower Patch and how you were inspired to begin your business. And so what draws you to flowers and working these special occasions?
You know, it started actually with my grandma. My dad's mom loves flower, and literally, I think as I was growing up, she was really concentrated in that. But I really never really was like drawn to that. But then while I kind of got older, I started really looking the beauty in flowers and just the peaceful and just like it just brings me a lot of joy. And I was just like I was walking with my best friend Nina in the market one day because I have a lot of really great time at the market sometimes. And we were like, wow, we should put something. We actually traveled to Nashville, and that's when I saw that someone was just selling flowers in the street with this beautiful cart, and I was like, one day I wish I could do that, even not knowing that that was what was gonna be happening. Then I throw the idea to the amazing Natalie and other people from the staff, and they were like, do it. And we just started like that, and like connecting that, and then literally from there, like started as a hobby. And then I think my love for flowers and even for my mom, like we just fell in love. It's one of those butterflies when you feel like seriously, like even right now that I hope these flowers to never die. It's like, it's the love that you could start connecting. And also it's a peaceful and it's a positive way to also see life, just by seeing a flower blooming. I think my mom, when I was little, my mom always taught me that, a tree, sometimes if you don't plant it right, it will probably start turning like different ways. But if you plant it right, it will just grow. So I think, it's a way of also seeing life, and yeah, I mean, we just loved it. We just love flowers now. It's literally our love language is the way that we communicate. We communicate with my dad and with my friends and with my brother like that. So it's just a way of communication now. So
Beautiful. And so you've been doing different events, right? Like weddings and birthdays. And so how did you get into that world, and how has it been, being a person who does these beautiful arrangements for these events?
yeah, when we started thinking about, okay, we're making this hobby a business. We didn't know how we were gonna do it either. But I feel like our mission has been starting to actually cultivate relationship with people in the sense of like connecting with them, hearing their story, being able just to be part of their lives, and then it's been like that. That's how it's been growing. All these events that have been coming into place because like I'm not the greatest at marketing in the sense of like I'm gonna go put myself out there in every single social media aspect, but it's just by people connecting with me, connecting with other people, and just by referring us, we started growing the business of weddings. Started growing the business of quinceañeras, or even events, or even things that people like. It's word of mouth that has been going on. That people were like, oh, we know someone, and then they connect with me, and they connect with other people, and even through social media too, like Instagram and Facebook. That's how we started getting all these orders for Mother's Day. It was like one person put someone, yeah, we know someone, and then she was like, oh, we have someone, and then so start growing. So I think it's just been really, we've been getting into this type of events through people, through community. And I think now we can identify that, that's kind of our mission, is to be able to cultivate relationship with people and bring them to the family too. I think, that's something that I love because I love people. So I'm like chatting, and sometimes I forget that I'm actually have to do business with them. And so incorporating more other ideas. And then my mom was like, why are you doing that? But it's just like, it's literally like, I always tell every bride or every other person, when we're doing an event, it's like, I'm waking up saying like, it's wedding day, or it's like, it's a day when I'm bringing tons of flowers to you. And it's like the excitement part of like, oh my gosh, I'm waking up to start working on this beauty. So, and the same thing with my mom too. So
That's so exciting. And I love that it was inspired by your grandmother and it's something you do with your mother. It's so beautiful.
and that's something that I think identify, the flower patch. That is just like, a mission of building a family oriented business. And that's something that we always encourage people to, that, it's fine to bring your father or your husband into this, or your brother, or, or your friends, because it's just like literally it's what you, it brings you joy, is what you should be doing. So
I love that. If it brings you joy, it's what you should be doing.
yes.
That is really beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask about something I've been asking all the businesses on here is how has the pandemic impacted your business and the way that you're doing business?
You know, it's at the beginning, it was like, you know, we had all these weddings lined up for this year, and definitely getting ready to, you know, bring this special event in, well, this special day for these brides into a joyful time with the flowers, because, you know, as we all know, flowers are a really huge part of the wedding industry. And definitely just being able to see that, you know, brides are not able to have their wedding anymore. And then at the same time, in my head, it's like, I bought all these supplies, you know, I've been preparing my time and all these things. Definitely kind of switch a little bit, and I was like, oh gosh, this is not good, you know. Definitely all these weddings have been postponed. Some weddings has just been happening at home. So definitely the business that we had for this year has switched a little bit. But then at the same time, it has really taught us too, you know, so what can we bring to our community, you know, during this time too. And that's what we've been doing, you know, we've been just kind of preparing, learning a little bit more about these techniques, like hearing from other florists, hearing from other people that are more expert into this industry, and getting to see how can we bring the business into a more positive way to see it. Just because at the same time, you know, the flower district or the vendors that we will get flowers, they were also closed and things like that. So definitely, you know, it literally impacted in a lot of different ways, but we always try to see the good way out of that, you know, in the sense of like, how can we come in with the community of the florists, and then other people that also are expecting flowers too, you know, and connecting with them, connecting with the people that we couldn't give service to, but just letting them know that we're thinking of them in whatever journey they go. So.
Well, that's really nice. I'm sure, you know, I can imagine it's pretty devastating to have to put your wedding on hold when you've picked a date, you've picked a place, you've done all the arranging, you're ready for it. So I'm sure it's really nice to hear from someone like you who's like, I understand, you know, I'm right there with you, I'm on your team. As soon as we can, I'll be there. You know, I bet that's very reassuring.
Yeah, you know, I think that's something that that I would have not wanted to happen in my day too, and definitely, like, I think we're all in this together. You know, it's not just us. There's other people that is being affected by this, so we just want to make sure that, you know, we encourage them, and like, definitely, you know, as a small business too, in the sense of like, we could do it. You know, it's just a season that we can just reflect on what we have done in the past and what we can do better now coming up in the future. So
Nice. I think, you know, it might take someone like you who is so positive to really help people, you know, bring themselves back to like being centered about something like this, because it could probably be really, you know, really tough to deal with. So,
yeah.
you know,
And it's not
all the brides are lucky to have you.
and it's not always being like, you know, all positive too. You know, it's been also like the negative of like, okay, you know, today's not the greatest day, and what can we do to do that? And like, I sometimes remember, well, you know, I've been blessed and I've been giving so much like grace into this, and not just with me, but even with my family and even with the people that we connect with. And it's just, you know, something that we just been encouraged to continue doing. So
Beautiful. And I love what you're doing over there with those flowers. It looks so pretty.
yes, these are beautiful flowers that we just got yesterday from Grace Rose Farm. That is just stunning. That I can't wait to continue working with this too. So I don't want them to die. I want them to stay like this forever. Can't believe it! Oh my gosh!
I know. I bet, you know, it must be so hard now. Like you said, the flower market is closed. So are you sourcing from, you said a farm?
Yeah, so we've been connecting. Well, now the flower market opened yesterday, but then
Great.
not yesterday, on Friday. So they were able to open Friday. So we already connected with like this one of the vendors that we work with, Smajish, that we love too. But then at the same time, we just, found this great rose farm that, we got to make a quick trip yesterday to Santa Ynez and get all these beautiful roses. And yeah, so we've, I think that's also what we've been seeing too in the other side, that all this community of people too have been coming together. And definitely, even though we've been in business for 3 years, but this is like, now I have noticed more, connection with them and sensing like, wow, all these people are doing so many different things, and just connecting with them too has been really great, just to be able to see their thoughts, and what they're doing too. So we've been just trying to support whatever we can in different ways, even though sometimes like this could be for me. Just because I need it. Well, yeah, for my mother.
Yeah, for Mother's Day.
We're like literally with peanut butter, we stay together.
Oh, that's so cute.
There you go. So whatever is hers is mine.
There you go.
That's true. That's what we always say, right?
Great. So, I have a question.
Yes.
What are your favorite flowers?
Oh gosh, look at these beautiful peonies that have started to bloom. So, I think like it's hard. When I started this, I was just like, oh my gosh, peonies are my favorite flower. Favorite. But then like I started seeing all these beautiful garden roses, your garden roses that you did for your mom today. I was like, oh, that shape is literally, it's hard to just have just one favorite favorite flower, because they all have shapes differently, they all bloom differently, I feel like they all represent a different story, which I love. I always talk to them and I say like, so what are you gonna talk to me today, or like, what are you gonna tell me what to do? So I feel like it's been hard now that, say, like, definitely the peony is like my favorite, but it's been also hard to find now one favorite flower, because now I'm in love with everything. I think that's part of the business too. Like, especially when you get to like talk to brides, like Natalie's wedding was so beautiful organically that, I am still amazed of what came out of, your wedding and things like that. It came out so beautiful. So, so there now it's just like being able to work and be creative with all these flowers, because they all are beautiful. They all bloom. So.
Yeah, I mean, what you did for us was incredible, because I love succulents and I love roses and lavender, and you put all of that together and the colors that coordinate with that, and just made the most incredible bouquets and everything. It was so beautiful. So it was so cool to see you create that and make it come to life from like just a few words that I said to you. So it was really beautiful.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely made our day very special.
Oh. And you look beautiful. And Aaron.
Aaron's on here. He said it was amazing. Yes. So this arrangement here, is it all roses, or are there other flowers?
No, so we're just using all garden roses. And definitely they're specifically garden roses. So I think that's the beauty too. One thing that I have learned about this rose, which that's something that I didn't even know, was like, it's literally this small tiny bloom that is hard to tell, but like something like this, or maybe, well, it kind of starts like super super small, but I was like, oh, these are not gonna bloom because of the weather or things like that. But the shape that has been happening with the process of like from yesterday to today, I am amazed. Like I am just seeing all these like squirrels things that are coming in, and I'm like, so I think that's something that I was just like, let's just make this all rose, because like let's not put anything else, because I think it will take a little bit of the beauty of like each rose has like, some of them even look like peonies, and I'm like, they're not peonies, they're roses. So they all have different shapes, but it's beautiful. So We're making them different colors, mostly Steffany's colors.
Yeah, it is very beautiful, very Steffany.
Very Steffany.
Yes. And you're right. You can tell they're all roses, but they're so different, each of them.
They all have different shapes, which is like something that I just learned about these little blooms. Because we're so tend to always see the regular rose, and that's the one that we mostly work with, especially for our clients. But now seeing this garden roses, it's just amazing. It's just beautiful. So we just blooming it and making it for my.
How does it smell? Does it smell really good?
Okay, I need a little bit more.
Can you hear me? Does it smell really good?
Oh,
Because it looks like it smells incredible.
they smell like if someone can teach me how to make a perfume out of this rose, like I don't know, maybe I could start making another idea here and creating something with roses because they smell like literally, and also just the texture of the petals are like so soft that definitely I just want to create something for my face because like they're like so beautiful and my peonies too. The cactus flowers, which is weird now. I thought that was weird before, but now it's kind of like, just kind of bloom for me.
Aww. And you know they love it. You know they love that you're talking to them and that you see them and you appreciate them so much.
I think that's they're all their best friends, and I think that's something that has helped us too. During this time, it's like maybe other people have different type of businesses, but for us has been this has been kind of like our peaceful moments, and even though we're going through this challenging moments, especially for like not just business but in general, I think just coming together and thinking about like what else can we do kind of with our lives, or start creating something. It really has helped us, just I can wake up and now I'm just learning from the best garden that I know, Natalie. And I start planting things outside my porch and I'm starting to stuff. So I just been kind of like now learning all this, way of like, I think like I'm trying to look for the word of like teaching myself a moment through the things that we already do, So and that's something that I'm my whole life has been around numbers, but like this has been literally completely took me away from seeing life differently. And I think this was a great time for me to be able to start creating something new, start learning, start growing in this industry, and seeing also what's out there too, within the community.
Beautiful. Yeah, you said you're inspired by my garden, but I'm just inspired by all the things that you put together. Every time we have a lunch or something at Greenway, you bring some flowers and just make it extra special. And, it's definitely the Steffany touch. Steffany's been in the room if there are beautiful flowers around.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Natalie.
And so you work at Greenway Arts Alliance, like me.
I do work there.
And, we have a lot of fun in our offices. We have rose bushes that we, tend to, and lots of little succulents all around. And I do love that we get to garden a little bit too in between working. It's just so beautiful out there at the little Greenway patio.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to ask you about because you are an insider at Greenway and the Melrose Trading Post. How do you see the market? When we're up and running, like how do you see the market, and how have you watched it grow in your years that you've been here with us?
It's been definitely the growth has been tremendously, and I think that's that. In that, I want to say that there has different components why this business has grown, especially in MTP. One, because we have the most wonderful staff ever that that runs the market, from our operations to the vendor team and everything, and even from our staff. Even from the students that are really encouraged. I think like just seeing them being inspired to actually start working at an age and be able to start building these skills to actually run a business too. Like, you know, it's been really amazing, you know, and not just that, also like the community of vendors. You know, I think I have been able to be part of these conversations that all the vendors have on Thursdays, and it's been really inspired. Not just, you know, as a small business, but also as a person that works at Greenway. You know, I'm like, definitely, I love working here because, you know, it's really inspired me to see what other people are doing and all the skills that they bring into place and the things that they do and how they collaborate together too has been really amazing. And definitely, you know, we're not expecting everything to come back to normal like how it was before, but I do believe on the people that are in place. You know, I believe on our founders, I believe on you guys, I believe, you know, on the vendors, I believe on our staff that, you know, we are going to come together and we're gonna start again kind of like a flower. You know, we're gonna start planting it little by little and then blooming and blooming and blooming, and not just, you know, to be the best of LA, which we do want to be, but at the same time, because you know, we represent that. We represent the unity of communities. We represent the art that we bring into the market. You know, just the environment too that we bring. Just, you know, just the music that we bring, just the people that we bring. I think it's just fun just to come in and just get into that gate and just start feeling, you know, that. And I think a lot of people can say that, you know, because we see our Sundays filled, but then at the same time we also hear it, and that's the beautiful thing, you know, because we get to hear it, and then a lot of people sometimes share those thoughts, and we've been hearing it, especially now that we've been closed. But we cannot wait to come back. We can't wait to just start again and be able just to bring that like, you know, that environment that Melrose Trading Post brings into the city of LA and West Hollywood. And we can just wait to start, you know, working with all of, you know, not just the vendors, but also our customers. And we can just wait to be part again to that family that right now has been taking a break for a little bit. And now we're just getting recharged to come back again.
Yeah, it's so true. You know, we don't know what the market's going to look like when we come back, but we know that, you know, all of us working on it or want to make sure that it's still a special place.
Yeah.
And it still feels like the same vibe, if you will, you know, in some way that you still get a piece of that within any safety things we have to implement.
Yeah, definitely. That's the important thing too, though. Safety has been our like priority topic, you know, our conversations. So we want to make sure not just for the vendors, but our customers and our staff, that we make sure that we come back into a place where we feel safe and that we feel also, you know, fun to be part of it, you know, to come back to.
So we have just a few more minutes, but I wanted to ask you another question about Greenway, because I know you work with students in our little garden, and you've worked with students as far as donating boutonnieres for Fairfax students at their prom. Could you talk a little bit about your connection through Greenway with your business and just what you do with students, because I think it's so special.
No, yeah, you know, I think like I grew up thinking that I was gonna work with young adults or kids in some aspect, you know, and I think as I've been growing up too, and even building this, you know, business, things like that, I always want to encourage young adults that they're able to do it. You know, I think we all go through challenges, and I have gone through challenges, but I have seen the part of like the support, you know, of like people that are being supporting me to actually do what I can. And that's something that, you know, I've been like kind of blessed by doing that. And even on this job, you know, at Greenway, that I am the director of operations, so I deal with a lot of things, but it's been also a blessing to be able to connect with the students and be able to support them and be able to see them grow, which has been amazing, you know, being able to see one student, you know, even when the times that we were not there, you know, one student coming back as an adult and still working there, you know, and being able just to see, you know, his story. I think that's what it really impacts me. So I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm able to impact them. So, you know, the past we have been able to provide boutonnieres and corsage for, you know, the seniors that are graduating, which congratulations, class of 2020 Fairfax.
Yes.
so we've been trying to make sure that we can be part of that. We could be able to support that by giving them free boutonnieres, free corsage. We know that this year is gonna be a little bit different, but we're still gonna celebrate with you. We're still gonna be part of this celebration with all of them. But definitely has been a blessing for my business to be able to support them, because being able to see what they're gonna do in the next few years or next months and things like that, it's something that I feel like I get excited about, and not just me but my family too, because we're huge supporter of young adults being able to do their dreams. And like, I think I have so many more dreams to come, but I'm sure like these kids also have dreams that are also starting to get planted, and we want to make sure that we help them bloom. So and that's part of like, that's part of our unity too, in the sense of where we live, and then at the same time we're like, whatever we can, we can just support them.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's really inspiring how you connect your business and your heart with what you do, and share your talents with people, and spread beautiful flowers all over.
Thank you.
Well, this bouquet looks so beautiful.
I know.
Wow.
Look at that. So we just finished, and it has all type of this that I cannot wait to just put them on the table and pretend that we're having a really great food, because we don't have any food planned. But we're gonna also go deliver some bouquets, well, some arrangements that have been ordered. So we're gonna be doing that for the rest of the day. And I think the most amazing things I'm doing with my mother, and, which is my supported, and and I think that's something that connects with the young adults. It's like, I've been blessed to have my parents with me and be able to like push me and sometimes tell me what's wrong and what's good. And that's something that I want to be positive for people. I want to make sure that they're able to do it too. And even though the circumstances come along, we're always gonna see the light away from in the darkness. So
Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, Steffany. It has been so fun talking to you. And Sandra, thank you so much for sharing your talent with us. You are incredible. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Happy everybody. Happy Mother's Day. God bless you, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much.
No, and thank you, Natalie, for just doing this and be able to also be a supporter for all the vendors, and be able to encourage us to actually, what we can do with our business is just literally in our house. That's where we start. So that's why you're giving us your time and your passion and your beautiful smile. And so thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both so much. All right, I'll see you hopefully soon. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Happy
Thank
Mother's Day.
All right. Oh, that was so fun. I love those two so much. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I realized we didn't actually shout out her website. So if you want to follow Steffany, you can go see their website. And so they make incredible flower arrangements. They do special events, weddings. They did my wedding. And I can tell you, I was a very happy customer. So definitely, if you just want some beautiful flower photos in your life, follow her on Instagram. And when I come back, we will be here with Dylan Chambers for his musical performance. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So I'm Natalie. I'm here with Greenway Art Alliance. And part of Greenway Art Alliance's mission is to uplift art, local art in Los Angeles, and that includes local musicians. So our next guest is Dylan Chambers. He is a musician who frequently plays our main stage at the Melrose Trading Post. And he is here to serenade you all. He is a soul singer, songwriter, and guitarist. And see.
Hey.
All right. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Natalie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Wishing I was at the Melrose Trading Post, though.
On you and me both.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. So nice. So you're all set up and ready to go, right?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Very cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my camera, and then
Okay.
it's all yours.
All right.
See?
Sounds good. Great.
Go.
Look at that. So
Yeah.
professional.
Look
Very
what we
cool.
can do here.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Like Natalie said, I play the Melrose Trading Post quite often here in Los Angeles, and looking forward to when we're all back to some sense of normalcy and we can go hang out there. I miss it. It's a great community. Love spending my Sundays there. So I'm going to play some songs, some cover songs that I like, and also some original songs. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And yeah, someone said Texas baby. Shout out to Texas. That's where I'm from, Arlington. This is one of my favorite songs by Mr. Otis Redding. And I know you know it. It's called Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Here you go. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for, look like nothing's gonna come my way. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Well, it look like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. And I can't do what 10 people tell me to do now. So I guess I'll remain sane now. Set me resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. Yes, 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Yeah, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Yeah. Oh, no. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, wasting time, wasting time, wasting time. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks to all of you who are tuning in. I see some familiar faces here. I'm going to play an original song of mine now, and this is called I Can Do It Myself. It goes like this. When I was a boy, I wanted to be a man, learn all the things I didn't understand. Nobody told me when you're fully grown, you'll be on time on a 9 to 5. A heartbeat, but I was barely alive. Lived my life in misery. Took some time for me to see. Money can't buy your patience. No one can save your soul. I've always been the one who's in control. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody else. Got tired of people pushing me around. Stole my throne and they stole my crown. When I got burned, it was a lesson learned. So I stopped and turned it around. I said, money can't buy your patience. No one can save your soul. I've always been the one who's in control. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. Yeah, I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. Yeah, I don't need nobody's help. And I say, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. Yeah, I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it myself. Yeah, I don't need nobody else. Hey, now. Awesome. That's called I Can Do It Myself. We all need a little self-empowerment sometimes. Good reminder. Let's see, what else? This is a song by John Mayer. It's probably a good, relevant time to play this since we are all definitely waiting on the world to change. So hope you enjoy this. Me and all my friends, well, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going on with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. We keep on waiting on the world to change. If we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, we would never miss the Christmas, all the rivers on the door. When you trust your television, what you get is what you got. When they own the information on, we're gonna bend it all at once. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. We keep on waiting on the world to change right now, yeah. while we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day my generation is gonna rule the population. That's why I'm waiting, waiting on the world to change. Gonna keep on waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting. Keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. 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 Thank you. I hear applause over there. Thank you very much. Let's tune up a second here. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there watching, and wherever you're watching from, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Always nice to come on and play some live music here. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna play another original song of mine, and I think there was a request for this a little bit up in the comments. It's called Beautiful Today, and I wrote this a couple years ago. I made a promise to myself that no matter when times get hard, we can choose to fight through it and be happy, because happiness is a mentality. And I think it's very relevant today. So I hope you enjoy this. And here you go. If the skies are gray, if the weatherman predicts rain, everywhere that I go, I'm gonna bring the sunshine with me. If gravity pulls me down, you're not gonna see me through. I've decided nothing's gonna break me. I've got all this love in my heart, and I think I'm ready now to open my arms. I am gonna be happy while I got the time. Life is too short to not enjoy the ride. I'm gonna be happy from the fears away. Yeah, I'm gonna live like it's beautiful today. Beautiful today, yeah. I've got only this heart to give, and only one life to live. So why would I waste it, worry about tomorrow? It's time to open my eyes, finally shine my light. Sooner than later, the world is gonna see I've got all this love in my heart, and I think I'm ready now to open my arms and let it all in. I am gonna be happy while I got the time. Life is too short to not enjoy the ride. I'm gonna be happy from my fears away. Yeah, I'm gonna live like it's beautiful today. Beautiful today, yeah. Oh, no. But it's beautiful today, beautiful tomorrow. I inhale the love, I exhale the sorrow. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I'll open my heart, I'll always stay true. Oh, yeah. I am gonna be happy while I got the time, 'cause life is too short to not enjoy the ride. I'm gonna be happy. I throw my fears away. Yeah, I'm gonna live like it's beautiful today. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gonna be happy. Feeling good. Gonna be happy. Misunderstood that. Gonna be happy. Yeah, I choose to be now. Gonna be happy. Whoa. Awesome. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Let's see what else we got here. This is a song by Ray LaMontagne. Really wonderful song that I love to perform. And this is called You Are the Best Thing. Baby, it's been a long day, baby. Things ain't been going my way, no, I need you here to clear my mind all the time, baby. The way you move me is crazy. It's like you see right through me, make it easier. Oh, believe me, you don't even have to try. Yeah, because you are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Baby, oh, we've come a long way, baby, yeah. I just hope and I pray that you believe me when I say this love will never fade away. Whoa, yeah, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing out there ever happened to me. And both of us had no love before, to go on promising like a spring, to walk on out the door. Our words are strong, the hearts are kind. But let me tell you, girl, exactly what's on my mind. You are the best thing. You are the best thing, baby. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. You are the best thing. You're the best thing. You are the best thing. You're the best thing, baby. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Ever happened to me now, yeah. Ever happened to me. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are being very sweet in the comments, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, and thanks to all of you who are tuning in to support semi-live music, virtual live music at this time. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to play a song That's an original, and this is called So Into You, and it's dedicated to all of you out there. Hope it makes your day. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Girl, we've been friends for a while now, and I know what you've been through, yeah. I watch that smile slowly sneak back, seeing you shine the way you do, yeah. So let me hold you close, hold that chair out, you know the way I do. But I think it's time we stop this little dance all falling into. 'Cause girl, I am so into, I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop thinking about you. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop talking about you. Just give me a sign, baby, we can cross that line. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Oh yeah, baby. Now, girl, I don't wanna rush, but I've been counting my time. Tick, 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 oh yeah. It's just so hard to be so close, but still so far from you. Let's take a chance, it's gonna be so fun, yeah. So, let me hold you close, pull that chair out. I'll be a perfect gentleman, nothing bad. If it gets me not shut with you, I'll do whatever I have to do. Girl, I am so into, I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop thinking about you. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop talking about you. Just give me a sign, baby, we can cross that line. I'm so in, I'm so in, girl, I'm so into you. I see nothing else, I hear nothing else, it's true. Say let's just do like lovers do, girl. When our eyes collide, here's different sides true. Damn, I hope you feel just like I do. 'Cause baby, I am so into you. Hey now, oh yeah. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop thinking about you. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Can't stop talking about you. The bottom line is that I want you to be mine. I'm so in, I'm so in, I'm so into you. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts over here on the side of the screen. Appreciate it. Much love to you back. I think I got time for, I guess, like 1 or 2 more, if that's all right. Great. Okay, cool. Let's do, this is a nice uplifting song. One of my favorite songs by Daryl Hall and John Oates. And I know you know this one, so feel free to sing along wherever you're tuning in from. What I want you got, and it might be hard to handle. Like a flame that burns a candle. The candle feeds a flame. Yeah, yeah, but I got some good stuff. Thoughts on the scream up. When the master will dream up, I can laugh it in the face, oh yeah. Twist and shout my way out, wrap myself around it. Cause that's the way you found it, and I'll never be the same. Oh yeah, cause you're making my dreams come true. You, oh baby, you, oh God, you're making my dreams come true. Now listen to this, yeah. I'm down on my daydream. Well, that sleepwalk should be over by now. I know. Oh, yeah. You make my dreams come true. Waiting for you, baby. You make my dreams come true. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for you, girl. You make my dreams come true. Oh, baby, you make my dreams come true. You make my dreams come true. You. Thank you. I'm just going to do one more. Thank you very much again. My name is Dylan Chambers. Thanks to Greenway Arts Alliance for having me perform on the Melrose Trading Post Instagram today. This has been really, really fun. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And thanks to everyone who's been tuning in. And make sure if you're ever in Los Angeles, when all of this craziness is over, that you visit the Melrose Trading Post. I'll be posting again about when I'm going to perform there, when, you know, everything gets back to normal again and we can do some live performing. So thank you very much. I'm going to end this one on a upbeat, positive song, and hope you can carry this one with you. I'm going to be releasing some more music throughout the year as well. And this one is called Good Vibes. It goes like this. Cool. Here you go. Got myself for the weekend, and I'm taking a drive to simplify what I'm thinking, babe, and put my worries aside. I'm changing up the horizon. It's just a matter of time. I know that I'll be getting those good vibes, nothing but high vibes, living the high life every day, watching the sunrise over the high tide, nothing but blue skies coming my way, gonna be blue skies, getting those good vibes. Holding up for the weekend with some good friends of mine. Only thing that I'm bringing is some $2 wine. Yeah, I'm changing up the horizon. It's just a matter of time. I know that I'll be getting those good vibes, nothing but high vibes, living
matter of time. I know that I'll be getting those good vibes, nothing but high fives, living the high life every day, watching the sunrise over the high tide, nothing but blue skies coming my way, getting those good vibes underneath the blue skies, yeah.
Yay!
Great. Thank you. Cool. Well, thank you again. You can obviously check me out online, DylanChambersMusic.com. I'm on Instagram here, obviously. Much love from the Netherlands. Thank you. Thank you very much. Much love to the Netherlands as well. Great. Thanks for having me.
Of course, so great to have you.
Yeah.
So great to have you here with us. You know, I really appreciate that you took the time to check in and perform. It was so wonderful, very uplifting.
Sure. Well, anytime. Thanks again for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, and actually, we've got you on the schedule later this month, possibly, correct?
That's right. Yes, that's right. I almost forgot for a second. That's the last Sunday of this month, correct?
Yeah, May 31st.
May 31st. I will be back here and be playing some more songs for all of you. So thank you again.
Yes, so definitely check them out. And where can they listen to your music?
I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and, you know, all the streaming services. So just wherever you listen to music, I'm on there.
Very cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Cool,
We'll see you next time, okay?
All right. Sounds good. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was an awesome performance from Dylan Chambers. Make sure you're following him on Instagram. Check him out on all your streaming services to listen to his music. And he'll be back on the 31st of May. And we'll be back with Sabrina of LA Hip Threads. All right. So here we are, right in the middle of MTP Live. Thank you for tuning in. It's been so much fun. We are basically speaking with different creative small businesses that set up at the Melrose Trading Post every Sunday, and then featuring a musician like we just had, Dylan Chambers. Thanks again, Dylan. That was an awesome performance. And so we're looking to bring this to you every Sunday while our market is closed. So, hey, Patrick. So we're really excited that, you know, we're still able to connect you with all of these incredible businesses and musicians, even though we're closed. You know, we're anxious to open, but we know we have to be patient and wait until we all know how to operate in this new world safely. And we, of course, want to make sure, like Steffany said earlier, that it's safe for our patrons and our vendors and our staff. So here we are, and we're live, and we're making sure that you're still able to discover these incredible new small businesses. And so the next one that we're going to be speaking to today is Sabrina of LA Hip Threads. Hey, Sabrina. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on. Yay! So Sabrina is a longtime vendor of the Melrose Trading Post, so I'm very excited that we get to talk to her today. Hello, Sabrina.
Hi, Natalie.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you. You have no idea.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and get started, and I'd like for you to just tell us about yourself and your business.
Okay. LA Hip Threads is a business that has been in business since 2009. So we're going on our 11th year in Los Angeles. And we have been, out of all those years, we have been at Melrose Trading Post. So we're one of those oldies there at the market. And we're so happy to be part of it.
Nice. Yeah. So you know, from what I understand, did you start your business with the Melrose Trading Post, or did you start it somewhere else and then bring it to the Melrose Trading Post?
It was sort of right at the same time. It happened like simultaneously. I, I've been in the market. My whole tenure has been there. You know, I've done a few markets here and there, but just sort of experimental markets. Nothing really that has been my home, where Melrose is really my home. And that's where everybody, you know, can find me. And, you know, year after year, we're there and happy to be there.
Yeah. So, what do you love about vintage clothing and accessories? Like, what draws you to that world?
It's really something very special, something very it's a passion of mine, you know. It's something that I have been in, somehow involved in and out of, like, clothing and fashion throughout my whole life, ever since I was a kid, with my mother and my grandma. And we used to go thrifting when I was little, and I always wore like really funky stuff and just different things. So I've always been drawn to that, and I have an affinity for that. I have an eye for that. I really love it. It's part of me, and everything that makes me feel alive. So that's really it. It's something very part of me. It's very spiritual for me, and I love it. I love picking special pieces, even if they may not seem special at the time, because there's some stuff that, you know, in the vintage world, a lot of things come with like little flaws there, and, you know, things because of age. But it's having that connection with something that I know that will resonate with my customers and my clients, who I really don't consider them clients. I consider them friends and family. So that's something that really keeps me going, you know. Finding special pieces and thinking of someone in particular, or, oh my God, this is, you know, so great, and someone's gonna love this. So it's really a connection. Hi, Julie. It's really a connection with that and my customers, who I think of friends, really.
That's beautiful. I love that you know your customers and your friends so well that you can find a piece and go, ooh, that person will just love it. That's so
Yes.
great.
And it happens all the time. You know, I travel quite a bit throughout the US, especially, you know, the South and Southwestern states. And it's always something that I am thinking about. It's always like people are always on my mind. Someone is always on my mind, or, you know, this piece will go great. And I have so many stories throughout the years of situations where I've picked something for someone, and it's just like, so happens to work perfectly with what they're doing, whether it's an event or a wedding or a graduation or some kind of video, or, you know, performing. Is so, I mean, I have so many instances that of things like that have happened in the past, and it just really makes me, it reassures me that I'm doing the right thing and that I'm really connecting.
Oh, that's so cool. That synchronicity of, you know, it just like the piece was meant to be with this person and it was going to find its way through you.
Yes. and
That's
and
beautiful.
and especially at the market, because we cater to a worldwide audience. Worldwide, I mean, it's endless. Through the years that I have been there, I have countless times where I have encountered, you know, people from all walks of life and all around the world that come and see us, and they're, oh, you know, I just got off. For example, someone told me recently, I just got off the plane, and I was on a 14-hour flight, and I'm exhausted, but it's Sunday, and I know that you guys are here today, so I just had to get in the car, and I had to get over here to see you guys and to see what you have. And it's always something very special that draws us to people like that, and that connection that is really vital for us at the market, and for us vendors who really love what we're doing and really are passionate about it.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And you know, you've built such a beautiful community at the market. What else do you love about the market and being there?
Other than you guys and all the, and all the people from all around the world, and LA, of course, our home, our beautiful place, our beautiful city, and our beautiful home that we love so much. It's just being around a community of, I just don't even know how to say. I mean, just even thinking about it, I get goosebumps thinking about the amount of talent and creativity that is at the market. I mean, it just oozes from everyone. It is something very unique and very special that it's, I'm sure there's other people that can tell you other things and other situations and other places where they can say the same, but to me and to many people that I talked to throughout the years, it's so the creativity and the artistry and the connection to that art that everyone has at the market, it's very special. It's very beyond anything that I've ever experienced before in my life. You know, I've learned from so many. We all learn from each other, and we all have unique stories and unique situations and how we bring our art into the market. It's really that probably one of the main reasons, one of the most the things that I love the most about the market.
I have to agree. You know, the vendor community is what inspired this whole MTP Live. You know, it's just like such a well of people with beautiful creativity and talent. So it's a beautiful place to be when we can all be together.
Yes, that's true. And we're so lucky that we have that connection and we have that channel that we can all channel our creativity. Whether it's, you know, there's some jewelry artists at the market that are amazing. They're amazing. There's, you know, I could just name so many. Michael, Josh, an incredibly talented person. Eva with her beautiful restoration of furniture, and just so many people that just even their names escape me, that are so talented and creative. And it's really something of unique form to bring it forth, to bring it forward, and to give that to our community.
It's so true. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It's not like, it's not a market per se. It's not a flea market. It's not. It is and it isn't, because it is because we're, you know, we are conducting the business of a market, an outdoor market, but it's something so much more than that. It's something like somebody needs something special, or and then just ideas are always flowing out of people to make things, to create things, and to create art. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure in your booth, because I know I see your booth every Sunday and it's just so beautifully curated. You know, I'm sure it attracts a lot of interesting people too to come and browse.
Thank you. Yeah, I have heard that over the years. There's a few things. There's actually a mannequin of mine. Her name is Cassie, and she's always getting lots of likes, and people always come and take pictures of her. And I think she's here somewhere. Let's see if I can like flip her for you. She's there.
Oh,
She
there
is.
she is.
There's
Yes.
Cassie. She's an attention getter.
Yeah, we miss Cassie.
I think someone even proposed marriage to her at some point.
Oh yeah,
That's a true story.
anything to happen in the market.
That's a true story.
So, aside from that, you know, the way you curate your booth is so beautiful. So I'm wondering, you know, besides like inspiration of a specific customer, like what else do you think about and consider when you're adding a piece to your shop?
Pieces are so they're so unique. You know, I tend to go for things that are different and colorful. I really like color, but the other side of that is I'm also very much in love with like delicate pieces and silks and beautiful embroideries. So you'll see that throughout my collection. I go from, like, for example, let me flip this for 1 second. I go from like really colorful pieces, and then you'll see something like as pretty as like feminine as that, you know.
Yeah.
So we like flowers and things that are really pretty and things like this, but we also like color and, you know, different pieces that, you know, that just add life, you know. So it's kind of like not one thing per se. It's just like a melange, a mixture of things that I'm drawn to. And sometimes, like I say, it is within the nature of vintage clothing to have a little something, and that's just part of something that gives a characteristic, you know, something that gives a character per se.
Yeah.
You know, so
Very beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you for showing us that. Do you want to show us any other little pieces or things that you have in your collection currently for sale?
Okay, yeah. Let's see. There's you know, like the current things that are fun, you know, like this cute
Oh,
little
that's
thing, and there's like some pretty little um gauzy pieces here, and some vintage jeans, high-waisted. These are really fun, maybe like 90s fun. um and there's like, this is like one of my favorite pieces. It's like a romp, it's a whole, what do you call it, onesie, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just
Oh,
really
nice.
fun. And this one is something very Frida Kahlo, and
Ooh.
I don't know if, let's see if I can put it over here so you can see it better.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't it gorge? I love it. It's got some fringe here, so it's got movement. Oops. And then there's like this fun pieces, since we're heading towards summer, and some linen pieces that are always
Hmm.
fun and always kind of like, and then more summery stuff. This is really fun.
Ooh, beautiful. And so are all these available online? Like how would
Yes.
someone shop your collection?
Yeah, anything here is available online. You would have to let me know. Anybody who's interested, they could always DM me. And if they want to like schedule something, I could do that. We could schedule something, and I could do like a little viewing or send pictures. Everything, it's available. So if anybody wants anything in particular, here's a few more things. I wanted to see if I can catch that. This is like my working space, so it's a little bit packed, but this is where all the magic happens.
Yes. Yes, all the synergy of connecting people with the vintage pieces they're meant to be with.
Yeah, and let's not forget that I also love like really beautiful gold chunky jewelry. So you will see that throughout my collection a lot, and I think that's
Mm,
I kind of ties in everything together. So
very beautiful.
thank you so much.
So, Sabrina, the last thing I kind of want to touch on is how your business has been impacted with the coronavirus.
It's been a very big challenge for me. It's been a disconnection that I don't even have any words to explain it. The disconnect that I have felt, because I really miss the community. I miss the interaction with uh, everybody. There's people who come to the market week after week after week, and year after year after year, and it's a family. And if that is not there, I could say, okay, you know, it's impacting me financially, because it's true. It is a financial loss for the people who own businesses, and this is how we make a living. This is how we have a roof over our head, and how we pay, you know, how we put food on our table. But it's beyond that. It's not having that connection with people that I think that has impacted us the most. I'm speaking for me, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same for a lot of other vendors at the market. We don't have that communion with people. We don't have that interaction that is really vital for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been, needless to say, at times spent finding projects really, and not able to source, you know, because I travel quite a bit, like I say, and I love to go find things. Then the hunt, the finding things, the bringing something special, finding something special for someone, it's just not there. On top of not having the connection with my customers, not having a place to source, or being able to get in a car and go somewhere and go and be out there in nature finding things. It's been a tremendous experience that I don't really know how to describe. I don't really ever want to go to that again, because it's like, it's a terrible feeling
Mm-hmm.
of not being able to source. And thank God that I have somewhat of a collection that I save. You know, I don't really go by weekly per se. Like, I buy things and I save things because I always think in the back of my mind, what if something happens tomorrow? What if that's not available? So I kind of save some things, and that I have been able to rely on that and find some things within my own collection and source for within my own inventory to bring things back to life and to add them and to be able to. And I have had some tremendous response from friends. Well, let's call them friends again, that have contacted me directly. Oh, Sabrina, we want to support you. Sabrina, how are you doing? And it's tremendous, the response I've had from customers and friends. So I'm very grateful for that. And to answer your question, yes, it has impacted us, and it has been very hard, but it's also been a learning experience for all of us to overcome this and to come out of this revive and renew for what the future holds for us at the market and going forward.
Exactly. I think, the theme I've seen with these interviews is that really everyone's trying to, stay positive and look at the good side of things, but also, it is a reality check, and it's something that you have to really consider, your decision making, and make sure that you're making the right choices for yourself and your business, but also keeping yourself mentally healthy.
Oh yeah. And I will also like to take this opportunity to thank you and to thank everyone at the market, Patrick, James, you, JC Scott, Pearson, everyone. You guys are amazing. I knew that before from working there all these years, but we're always in our own worlds. We're always in one side of the market. You're always so busy at the front. We hardly ever run into each other. And when we do, it's like, hi, how are you? We catch up really quick, but it's never been to this degree and this extent of connection. And I have really learned to appreciate each and every one of you much more than ever before, because you have been phenomenal. You have been so tremendously helpful and resourceful and kind and there and answering questions and really present with us, that I don't know how anybody could do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Your words are so beautiful. Like, I really, our mission in Greenway Arts Alliance is to really, unite our communities together and support the people that we work with and the people in our community. So I'm really happy that you're feeling that, and that, the connection between all of us is growing stronger through this.
Yes, for sure. It is. And it has been a very sad time and difficult time for all of us, but it has also been a time of learning and growth and moving forward and coming out of this as new people. Because we've been changed. Pre-COVID to post-COVID, we're different people. We have been impacted in so many ways, and I'm as far as I'm sad about all of it, but I'm also kind of glad it happened, because we are renewed in a way.
Yeah, I think we hit the refresh button,
we do,
button on all of our systems, and now we're really seeing, what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly. And I'm so thrilled and so excited that we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we are going to go back to our market, soon. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see everybody. I cannot wait to, even if I can't hug people, I'm hugging them from far away. I really miss that. I really miss hugging my customers. I really miss hugging my friends and the people that I work with for so many years, because like I say, it is a family. But I can't wait to be back at the market again and to be with everybody.
Me too. We're just waiting and hoping for good news, and whatever we have to do to make it safe for everyone and make it a fun event again, we're going to do it.
Yes, and I have no doubt we will, because if anybody can do it, it's the Melrose Trading Post. For sure.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sabrina, so much for taking the time to connect with all of us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad that I was able to spend this time with you and to share a little bit about my business. If anybody wants to see anything or purchase anything from me, please feel free to DM me at through my Instagram, LA Hip Threads, and I also can contact me via email at lahipthreads@gmail.com, and I'll answer any questions anybody has. I send pictures. We'll work it out. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, I love it. Yes, so everyone definitely connect with Sabrina. She has some incredibly beautiful pieces that are waiting for their new homes.
And yeah, we do that. I don't like to brag, but we do have some really amazing pieces, and I'm so excited to be able to put them on someone and you know, give them a home that loves them.
Beautiful. All right, Sabrina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I can't wait to see you. Thank you, everybody. Bye,
too.
Patrick. It's so happy to see you.
Bye, Sabrina.
Bye, honey. Take care.
Thank you, too. That was wonderful. Thank you, Sabrina. Make sure you follow her at LA Hip Threads. She is incredible at sourcing just the most beautiful pieces, and I see it every week. I get to walk by and see the display, and I know that whatever she's got in that garage, it's probably really, really beautiful. So definitely check out her Instagram. So I'm going to end this video and then come back just a little bit. All right, so the next interview we've got is going to be with Diana from South Bay Salt. We'll be able to see her and all the beautiful things that she sells with her company, South Bay Salts. While we're here, I did see a comment about my cool earrings. They're from Hawks Designer Earrings, who we interviewed last week. And if you'd like to see that interview or any of the ones I did last week, we have it up on our website, melrosetradingpost.org/MTP-live. And that has the schedule for today. And then at the bottom, it has the videos from the week before. And so we're going to be basically taking these videos that we make each week, put them up on our website so that if you miss them live, which you're not missing them live, good for you, but everyone else who misses them live gets to watch them later on. So, okay, let's hope this works. Come on, Alex's phone. Hi, Patrick. Happy Mother's Day, everyone out there.
Happy Mother's Day. Woohoo, it worked. Yay! Here's a gang. Check it out. There's Patrick. There's Alex. Woohoo!
You're live on MTP.
Yay! We're gonna have a party. Hey! Thanks for the hearts, whoever sending them. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. It's almost like being at the market, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably as good as it can get at this point.
And you guys got that close. That's pretty awesome. Here we go. Let me get in the back. There we go. There you can see Alex and then Patrick and there we go. I should have just reversed the phone, but there.
Turn it.
Here, I know. There we go. We can turn it. As you can see, the house looks like a little Melrose Trading Post. We got hidden stuff from everybody that has made anything over at the Post.
Wow.
And so we just have so it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. See, Alex is getting ready for later. We want to do a little sing bath for you.
Oh, that is great. Oh, how exciting. Ooh, okay, I can't wait.
Oh, look. Hey, Drunken Succulents. Hey. Oh, you know what? Just a little plug. Drunken Succulents made this. I love Ninja Red. It's a really good drink for me. And they took that glass and they cut it and they made a succulent for me. That's so great. That's the Melrose family. Now, as you can see, Patrick, here, cover your tummy and show us your shirt. No. Let's see your shirt so we can show them. Morgasm and Tara made us. That's our shirts that we wear always, and that's Alex's new look there with the beard. And yeah, so it's so neat because it's the whole family of the whole market that makes us us. So we're so grateful to everybody.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's definitely one big family, and you know, it's so fun walking around and like talking to people about Melrose Trading Post because everyone has something from there that's special. But if you're there often, you have a lot of things from there.
Right. I mean, yeah, it just, I collect. And then when you go to your friend's house or your kid's house or your family's house, then you kind of like go, oh, yeah, that's so and so. Oh, yeah. You know, and you know that everybody's stuff, and you see, oh, that was last year's Christmas present or the year before, or whatever. It's always Melrose all over the place. It's great.
Makes everything that you get there so special.
Straight up, straight up. That's so cool.
I'm wondering if you can give us a little introduction, tell us about yourself and your business.
Sure. What happened was it's about 5 years ago, Alex and I just got together. Alex used to watch TV. He used to watch this show. It was, what was it, Alex? It was
the treehouse.
the treehouse.
Exotic treehouses.
Yeah, the exotic tree houses. And he saw in this one episode where they made a salt wall. By the way, this is kind of how the salt wall looked like.
Oh, wow.
So Alex, in his infinite wisdom, he gets these ideas in his mind. And we went to this little market in the middle of nowhere, and there was this guy, and he was selling salt lamps and salt bricks. Alex said, wow, this is so cool. I want to make a salt wall. Then Alex, about 8 years ago, he used to sell at Melrose Trading Post. He used to sell T-shirts, like sports shirts, and sunglasses. So he had a knowledge about Melrose Trading Post. He goes, one Sunday we're there, and he goes, hey, to the guy, would you sell me this wholesale? Ooh, that was a drum. So would you sell this to me wholesale? And the guy goes, sure, yeah, I'll get you started. Alex, he goes, when do you want to go? And Alex goes, tomorrow. This was on a Saturday. The next day we went in line at Melrose, and back in the day, it wasn't the lottery. You get up at 3:30 in the morning, you load up your van, you get into line, you hope you're like the 10th or the 12th or the 13th person at 4:30 a.m. and you camp out and you wait for Patrick. And that's what we did. And we waited and waited, and we got in, and we were so happy, and we set up. And our first booth, we used actually a few times a door, a big heavy door that he had from a construction site. And we would put all these salt lamps on it. And I had to learn about salt lamps overnight. Like, what the heck is a salt lamp? For Alex, it's like, oh, it's a no-brainer. You just sell a salt lamp. But it had to be a passion for me. And from then, it just grew. It just grew and grew and grew, because then our customers asked for more. We grew with the customers. And then we became a family. And then we became a source. And then we had to find sources. And this is what we are now. So it's kind of cool.
It's very cool. It's so like inspiring to watch businesses just grow and change, evolve over time. And I love your story.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is like there's always, there's competition, or there's this or there's that, but authenticity cannot be duplicated. Mm-hmm. I mean, so there's 10 people selling glasses or 10 people selling whatever. Mm-hmm. Authenticity can never be duplicated. It's your passion. It's your love. That's what makes the difference. At least that's what I see at Melrose. We get validated for that. Oh, I see hearts. I love hearts. I can't do hearts for myself. Oh, that's bites. You're so sparkly too. So I wanted to ask you, are those the earrings from last weekend from those girls?
They are, aren't they?
They look fabulous. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I
love it.
Suns, and then I also bought another pair with the turtles on them. They're so pretty, and they're really lightweight.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, that's awesome. They look beautiful. They look absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's the story.
I love MTP vendors, any chance to support.
And the thing of it is yeah, we go on the guys of supporting, but hey, we know we need that. Everything that's there, we know we need. We cannot live without. Mm-hmm. Right? That's so fun.
So you have to get it there.
That's true. That's true.
So you told us a bit about, how you and Alex were initially drawn to the salt. And so now I see that you have like crystals and singing bowls. So what draws you to those things, and how did you incorporate them into your world?
So what we did in the beginning, it was just salt lamps. And Alex always went to Melrose Trading Post, and Patrick and I, we would go to other different branches and we would branch out. But mostly it was always salt lamps. We were excited. Every salt lamp had a different striation, and we were just like so enthralled with it. However, it wasn't enough, just salt lamps, because you began to see it in so many different areas. Even though we had the quality salt lamps, but Alex came up with the idea of starting a mega booth. He wanted to have everything in there, one-stop shop. So there was salt for ions or for bathing or for eating or whatever, but and for the lamps or for cutting boards or for shot glasses. But he wanted to do something and go a step further. And it was a learning process for the both of us, learning the different crystals. What is an amethyst? What is a calcite? What is a feldspar? What is what? And it was a total learning experience. And mind you, one time I was buying, and this is a true story, I was looking for shungite. A customer said, I want this, and it's called shungite. I want it. Sure thing. And I went hunting for it, and this guy sold me coal. And he said, that's shungite. And it was actually coal. Oh, wow. And it was so funny because I read on shungite, oh, yeah, this is such a great, thing, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm smearing it all over my body. I look like I don't know what I look like, Alex. Do you remember that? It was funny. It was funny. I'm there going, wow, look at this. I got this shungite all over my body. But it was actually coal. And so we went through some major growing spurts. I mean, major, but we learned, you got to be really careful where you source. Mm-hmm. And that's so funny because last weekend, there was one vendor who was making jewelry in pumps, in the desert, and she was talking about sourcing being so critical. Mm-hmm. Then we learned, hey, how do we check quality, and how do we check this? And all right. And then we wanted to get the best pricing, the best quality. We wanted the best of everything so we can pass it on to everybody. That was critical. That was important to us. And so that just traveled and that evolved. It paid back. It was just wonderful. And that meant a lot for us.
That's really cool. We only get to see a little glimpse of the world. We see you on Sundays in the booth and how you have it set up and how interactive everything is. I can imagine it's hard not being able to set up a booth at this time because of everything that's happening. How are you handling all of this, and how are you continuing with your business through COVID-19?
Okay, remember, first of all, there's Alex and I, and if we don't have our glasses on, we're blinder than a bat. So with that being said, we're blinder than a bat. So we'll be looking at stuff, but we're trying to look at things and try to understand things and learn new programs and learn new things. And so we're struggling just for that. We're also creatures of habit. So wearing masks and not being able to just run in the store and run out of the store, that's kind of affected us quite a bit. And then starting an Etsy shop and learning how to run an Etsy shop. That was like, oh my goodness. The only reason why we're doing semi-successful on the Etsy shop is because I had a broken toe. I broke my toe with a 10-pound tourmaline, and so I was able to sit down and work on Etsy. I was forced on it and learned. And so we were forced to change, and that's the whole big thing about it. You're forced to look for another avenue, or you're forced to sit down and have a pity party. And since Alex won't listen to me when I pity party myself, or I won't listen to Alex, and we were stuck in quarantine together, what are our choices? So, oh, hell. And poor Patrick, he doesn't want to hear neither one of us. Yeah, if he hears conflict, he goes home. So we had to straighten up.
Oh, I see Morgasms here, and they're saying that they miss their Melrose family so much. Definitely.
Oh, Did she just get here? I want to show her. I want to show her. Hey, look, there's, see, Morgan, Tara, look, see, the boys are there for you. She spoils us. One of the things we had to learn was taking a picture. We were so spoiled from Morgan and Tara for taking pictures for us. They knew how to take wonderful pictures, and they were the most marvelous in doing that. So we had to kind of learn how to focus, and that's no pun intended. So it was a great time. I mean, it was a learning time. It was a tough time, but it's a forced learning time.
Mm-hmm. It is, and you know, we're lucky enough that we get to connect like this, and you know, get to see each other online at least, and you know, be able to hear each other's voices, see each other's faces. So you know, it's a relatively okay time for something like this to happen, because we can use these kinds of means to be able to still connect and not feel so isolated.
Natalie, this was brilliant. What you did here was totally brilliant. I mean, for all of us to connect like this is the bomb. I mean, and also to learn how other vendors are. I'd never even seen them. I must have walked by them when I went to get my massage, or when I went to Janice to get my mixology drink, or what the hell was I missing? You know, and of course everybody is busy because Melrose is so busy. But oh my goodness gracious, what a great way to take a really crappy situation, and turn it around and make it into something positive. And that's what we're all about, is raising our vibration, and raising our frequency, and just vibing high. But that's the Melrose Trading Post motto. You know, you guys vibe high. It's a good place to have that good vibration.
It's so true. This idea was actually brought up by vendors. So, you know, I was mentioning this earlier to Sabrina. It's just like, there's such a community of creativity that, you know, we're so lucky we still get to connect with you guys in some way, and you're still giving us these beautiful ideas and beautiful solutions to all of the issues right now. And it's like, you know, we do a Zoom call every week with our vendors, and we get to connect with people, and you know, we're doing this, and all these ideas came from our vendor community. So, you know, it's been really beautiful being able to really check in with everyone and then take ideas and run with it.
It makes you, you know, what a community, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a community, what a village.
Yeah.
What weird, oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. That, I think that's one of the greatest stories, you know, to put in history. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, you know, it's been hard not having the market, but you know, I'm trying to look at the positive, and the positive is definitely like the connections that we're able to make despite being so far from each other. And, you know, we're definitely thinking of how we can incorporate all of this that we're doing now when we are open and when we are operational, and still keep this all going, because we want to have you all tell your stories too. And this is such a cool platform to be able to do it.
Straight up. I agree. Especially you with those sparkly sparkles. I played around with the filter, scared my own darn self becoming a dinosaur. So I'm, you know, like, oh hell no. But you know, learning all this newfangled stuff, this is so great. This is so great. Do you guys want to do a quick sound bath?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know how much battery he has left, but let's see, 24%. So what I want to do is, I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to show you quickly around some of our materials and stuff, and so you can take a look and get a gist of what's going on in our workspace, and what it kind of is like here. And I'll do a quick tour, and then the boys are going to do a quick sound bath, or a little, whatever we call it.
A concert.
Oh, Alex is calling it a concert. Yay, he's getting involved. Okay, so here it goes. Okay, I'm going to switch it around. There we go. And, okay.
Well, that was
Now,
beautiful. Very soothing.
oh, we love it when everyone who comes visits our booth, they get a little sound bath going. We love when they do that, and we miss that so much.
Thank you for
But these boys, they did awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That was so great. So we have a few more minutes. Actually, we have 5 more minutes. Would you like to show us around? Show us any crystals?
Sure. Oh, here we have our selenite. Here we have a calcite. Here we got one of those Zumba Roomba things. Those are really, really popular. Everywhere you go, we have crystals happening. But I want to tell you, they are talking about 5G and the problems with 5G. We have tons of raw polychrome jasper. But here we got some crystals sitting over here. Like I said, we got crystals everywhere. And so sometimes we have like private showings, and we show our little crystals, and they come over and they take a look. This is a very popular ocean jasper. And then like I kind of put up the bookshelves like for pinks and blues, and then we have the clear quartzes and the light blues, and then some crazy stuff over here. I know that Morgan likes that kind of stuff, and she likes skeleton or those skulls. And then it just goes down, and all around we have a whole bunch. But now usually a lot of our stuff is kind of hidden because, when we try to make it look like a normal house at times. That's a neat little light. It's a geode light, but it's hard to tell. And it goes around. Here we have a painting from someone at the market. And here, I don't know if you recognize these glasses.
I have several of those glasses from Rose Mixology.
That's right. And then here we have some more spheres and a couple of geodes. And then here I'll show you the mess. This is where Alexis does all his work. He has a little pad here, and his scale here. And we send stuff out, we ship stuff out. This is our front yard. That's where I do all my photography at, on top of the grill. And when it's sunny, there's my little prop. I sometimes will use that. This is a cool little sign. Those are my favorite books. It has like Disneyland, the Shire. It's kind of like that other sign, the No Stress Oma, wherever that is.
Yes.
We love selenite. And then we have our inventory all in here. And for packing and getting things out, we decided, we better get it all organized. So we're working. And then we have 2 rooms. One's called the Kala room, and one's called the other room, the crystal room. And we put a whole mess of stuff here. All our singing bowls. We try to get that all organized. It's a little bit of a hot mess. And here's the other hot mess. This is all ready to go out for Etsy and stuff.
Nice. And so is Etsy the best way for people to check out what you have for sale, or are there other places you want people to go? Everyone can DM us. Let me go. Anybody can DM us, and we handle DMs. And Etsy, if they're on the go and they can't wait for us to respond on a DM, that's always a super good way to do it. And those are the best ways. And also, if you have our card or you see it, call Alex. Alex takes care of a bunch of stuff. And so what's the name of your Etsy shop and the URL, if you know it? It might be tested.
It's South Bay Salt Online. South Bay Salt Online. That's the Etsy shop.
Okay, nice.
Oh, and because of you guys and what you did for promoting us, we did get a lot of people from Melrose coming to the shop, which I thank you. And if anyone ever sees that went to the Etsy shop or DM'd us, Thank you so much for coming by, and thank you, Melrose, for supporting us and doing that.
That's wonderful. We're sitting here trying to figure out how we can support all of you, and it's like very, very satisfying to hear that something that we're doing is really benefiting you. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Something that was huge. That was huge. You guys have really. We all got to have a party in your honor when we get back.
It'll be called the grand reopening of the Melrose Trading Post.
Woo-hoo! Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. Get those balloons out. Oh,
Yeah.
the hugs, the heart-to-heart hugs. I can't wait.
No, we have to obviously figure out how to, abide by all the rules and make it safe, but we're also trying to figure out how to make it special because it is a grand reopening. So, we don't know a date yet, but once we know a date, we're going to try to make it feel like a really special day.
It is. It's going to be real special when it comes. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, Diana, we've come to the end of our time. Is there anything
Okay.
you want to leave a little message for everyone out there who's watching now live and may watch later on our replay?
First of all, Melrose Trading Post, Natalie, you, Patrick, Jason, JC Scott, Pearson, whoever else I'm not mentioning right now. I want to thank you all. Thank you all for making, it takes the market to make the vendors. Thank you for taking and making all that effort to make it such a great vibe. It's not only me, but so many people just love you guys. And because of that, we can all vibe high. We can all be successful. We can all achieve our goals and purposes and live our dreams. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. It's
Love you.
to get to work with all of you and to watch everything you do just grow exponentially.
There you go. Right on.
All right, Diana.
All righty, Natalie. Thank you for having us.
Yes, I've loved chatting with you today, and I'll see you online probably soon.
All right, right on. Take care. Mwah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Alex and Patrick.
Bye.
Oh, kind of cut them off a little bit there. But everyone, thank you for joining us. That was such a wonderful interview with Diana, and we got such a beautiful impromptu concert from Alex and Patrick. Wow, that was incredible. So follow them at South Bay Salts and check out their collection, check out their Etsy shop. They have really beautiful items that, they're not only beautiful to look at, but they're also physically just beautiful to feel and to be around. So definitely check out their salt lamps, their crystal collection, their singing bowls, everything they've got. They have so many fans out there that have just fallen in love with them from their booth in the community. And it's exciting that, we still get to connect online. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video and start a new one. And when I'm back, we'll be here with Aniela from London Minori. Hello. Thank you for joining me on MTP Live. Our next creative small business owner that we will be talking to is Aneela of London Minori. So let me get her on here. All right. Hello. Yay! And Brett. Yes.
Yeah.
How are you two? It's so good to see you.
Good. Nice to see you again so soon. What a treat.
I know, twice a week. So, welcome to MTP Live. I'd love
Thank you.
to introduce yourselves and tell everyone a little bit about your business.
So my name is Aneela Nori. This is Brett London. The company is called London Minori. We started the company in 2007, but we didn't start selling until 2009. And the first place we started selling was at the Melrose Trading Post. And since then, since being business partners, we got married, we have a kid, and it's all roses.
Yay! Well, happy Mother's Day, first of all.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful story, and I love that, you know, this project brought you two together, and look at how it's evolved and grown into a beautiful family. So wonderful.
Great, and you've been part of the whole story. Like, I remember the days, like 10 years ago, when we used to go sell at the market and he would sleep under the table. So, good stories.
Not all the time. It's like twice.
Like,
I called him the way downstairs. I was like, I'll be right back. I have to go downstairs. Come back up and time to pack up.
Yeah.
so speaking of the market, what made you decide to start at the market, and what do you love about the community of people there?
Well, back then I had a store. So I had a store in Westwood Village, and then I had a store in Palmdale. But mostly I would buy and sell real gold, real diamonds. And then I decided, like, hey, you know, we're artists, like, why don't we design? So I started designing on my own, and it was a little slow, and you know, when no one pushes you, you kind of crawl. And I knew Brett, and he has a graphic design degree, has a degree in art history, so he's very, very creative. So I asked him one day, I'm like, hey, do you want to be my partner? And he's like, yeah. And that's how we got together, and that's how we started London Minori. And then I remember my girlfriend used to have a bedding line, and she sold a couple of times at your market at the Melrose Trading Post back in 2009. So I had helped her once, so that's how I knew that you guys exist. And plus we used to go there, you know, just on a Sunday to casual with friends and walk around, you know, get some sun, have some brunch. And then we started selling there, and we have almost been there every weekend for the last 10 years, except for now.
Yeah, it's really, you know, when I think of the Melrose Trading Post, I've been with the market for a little over 9 years. So I just think of, like, your company is one of the staples in the market all the time.
Some people ask us, like, why are you guys still there? It's so great. It's so great for a few reasons. It's great because there is such a big sense of community at the Melrose Trading Post. We have friends now there. It gives us a reason to be outdoors all day. Like when we work 60, 70 hours a week. A lot of times it's spent indoors. So it gives us fresh air. We get to communicate with, like, so many people. We meet so many people. And like one of the other ladies you had on earlier said that people come from different countries to come visit them. We have the same thing. And it's just a joy. Sometimes it's shocking. Like, oh, you came from here, you came from Denmark, you came from Canada, you know, and they come just to the Melrose Trading Post to see the vendors there. And it's amazing.
It is amazing. A lot of times we get requests from international magazines, and I'm always so intrigued by it because I'm like, wow, does that mean like someone in another country is going to learn about us and in their trip to Los Angeles come to the market? And, you know, the vendors time and again, like you're saying, have said, like, yes, people like plan a vacation, and when they're planning on their Los Angeles vacation, they make sure the Melrose Trading Post is one of the stops.
Yeah, it's a big staple. It's a big to-do, a bucket list for being in LA for sure.
Yeah, and you know, obviously that is because of the vendors. The vendors really make it such an incredibly, you know, just visual experience. Talking to everyone, it's like heartwarming. You make so many connections with people.
You guys gotta give yourself some credit too. You guys also make it feel like a sense of family, which is important. I mean, we have our ups and downs, everybody does, and it's great. It's great. It's like we need to see you every Sunday.
Yeah, it's so true. You know, the market really brings people together, and that's definitely something I miss about it. You know, is there anything in particular that you really are missing about being in the market and the face-to-face of connecting with your patrons?
Yeah, I miss all of it. I missed a lot of it. I miss a lot of it, like the hands-on hands. Like online is great. Etsy, you know, Amazon, our website, everything is great. That's great. But it's a whole different feel when you're face-to-face with the customer. That's why we never left that market. People were like, at one point we were in 400 stores. We did American Idol. We did a lot of different high celebrity events. We had a lot of celebrities wearing our stuff. And they're like, why do you still go to the market? It's just because we're such people. I think we need it as much as they do to be with each other. And for us, we get a sense of what the fashion is. Like a lot of fashion comes from Hollywood, which the world, you know, depends on. So it gives us things, we can see what's out there. We know what we have to design. We know what people are looking for. I think that's why we were so successful, because we also got that input, and then in turn we could put that output on. We could test it on the people who came there, see what they liked, see what they didn't like. It's very important.
Yeah, and so that's you know, a large effect of this whole COVID-19 thing is we can't connect and have that one-on-one anymore. How else is it impacting your business?
Well, most of it's like on the one-on-one, like the online stuff is still steady. I would just say we get a lot of requests of people who will call us or email us on the back end and be like, hey, you know, I saw you here, I want this. I see you on your website, but I can't visualize it, or I don't know how to to layer. We do a lot of like layering and, you know, helping them pair earrings with necklaces. So we're getting a lot of those requests. So then on the back end on one-on-ones, we'll do that. But yeah, I think we just missed like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a really great concert that you once went to that you're able to go to 52 times a year,
Yeah.
which is awesome. You know, you get to, it's cool. Like it's an event, you know, even for vendors, for us, I mean, there's completely two different sides of it, right? It's like when you go to a restaurant as opposed to working at a restaurant, right? When you go to a restaurant, you see nothing about what's going on behind the scenes, but when you work there, everything's going on behind the scenes that customers don't even see. So it's kind of the best of both worlds when you're vending there, because you're on the stage with all the performers, but you also are great friends with all the people coming there to you know, be patrons and enjoy the event, you know. So it really is it's like a rock concert, man. It has that kind of feel to it. It's cool. I mean, where's it about?
Interpersonal relationships. Like,
yeah,
that's
awesome.
We thrive on that, you know, like we thrive on the one-on-one with a person. Yeah, we thrive on like being with you guys. We thrive on being outdoors in LA. I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's
we're
awesome.
very lucky.
We're so lucky to have weather out here, and you know, that in itself inspires the fashion seasonally. We get to see the fashion change instead of the leaves change.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, the people are the trees, those are the leaves. I guess that's what it is.
So you mentioned that the market, you know, seeing the fashion and everything helps you when you're thinking of like what to design next. What other inspirations do you have?
That's her daughter.
Check her daughter real quick. Aniela's gonna pick that one.
This is the joy of working from home. But we get inspired by people. Get inspired by, from like magazines and from television, from what we see in nature. We get like we were doing the gold leaves for a long time, which was a success. That's all from nature. That was actually from the 70s. That they only made in gold and we redid in silver and different colors. I think nature is a huge part. Nature, I mean, yeah, nature, celebrities, magazines, Hollywood, yeah, people.
You can really tell through your designs that you try to bring everything, like definitely nature, but also just like high fashion kind of like statement things and like simple things.
Yeah.
Love your designs, really. I'm just gushing over here.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have gifts from like my husband and before then my boyfriend, like, hey, go to that booth, shop over there.
I think he bought you something for a wedding gift, didn't he, or something from us? Something Brett was saying. Yeah, great. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit about like this pandemic, and I know it's hard on a lot of people, and we also have like split opinions about it. I think we all are ready to get back to work. I mean, we go from 60 hours a week to not working. It's kind of bittersweet. It's kind of bitter because we're so used to being workaholics. I've heard people say, oh, it's not good to be a workaholic. But I'm like, if that makes us thrive, hey, why not? Like, who are anyone to judge? So we miss that part. But as a blessing, like, we always talk about staying home on a vacation, but we feel guilty, like that we're not making the money and we're staying home. We should actually go on vacation. We should do something. So this kind of gave us an opportunity to stay home, to reconnect as a family. It's been this time I'll never get back with my 3-year-old daughter. So it's bittersweet. Like, we're good, we're ready to go back, but I will not regret staying home with her for 2 months. So it's good and bad.
Yeah, you know, it's everyone I've been talking to is really trying to find the positives and really, you know, hold on to those as like, well, there's good in this, you know, there's still good in this. And
it's still good. I mean, for today, it's still good. It's still good. I mean, I see a lot of people who are going through financial hardship and I feel bad for them, but maybe it gives them, I was listening to a podcast, maybe it's time for them to like learn a different language, to learn their trade a little bit more, to catch up on themselves, meditate, read books. You got to find the good in it. to stay above sea level, you know?
Yeah, and I think something I've noticed with everyone here who like works with their hands, really working on their craft has helped them get through this, and really just having something to focus on that, you know, it's almost like solving simple problems, but it's art, it's design, you know, whatever it is, and taking that and making something beautiful out of this time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Aniela, you know, obviously you've got your family there. What is it like running a business as a family, and you know, what do you love about it, and what are your challenges?
The challenge is that being home with a toddler is exhausting. I mean, that's a challenge. So I feel like when I'm working, she needs my attention too. So I think that's where I feel a little bit challenged. Like I feel like splitting my time between the family life and being with my daughter. And then she goes to sleep pretty early. She goes to sleep by 6, but then at 6 I'm so exhausted. But we still get our shit done. Like we still get, oh, sorry, but we still get our stuff done. I feel like also like we were so used to being outside. We're still so used to running around. I think my spirit has been a little bit, is going through a lesson where it needs to just surrender to the calmness, to the peace, and to know that it's good for me. Like, so that's been a challenge. Like just calming down has been a challenge. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting too deep.
But I'm going to pose the same question to you. What do you
We ventured
love?
into the matrix of Melrose Trading Post.
Yeah. But otherwise, we're very blessed that you know, we did have an emergency fund in place, which I think is important. So we've been blessed. We're okay.
Well, good. I'm happy to hear that. You know, that kind of forward thinking and planning. You know, you almost think it's never going to happen, and then something like this happens, and it's like, wow, I'm sure glad I planned. You know, or that you're able to plan is just incredible in itself. You know. But
This is pretty unfortunate.
But Brett, I wanted to ask you, what do you love about running a family business, and what are your challenges?
Well,
Be with me 24/7.
I know.
there's so many different things to unpack there. Well, the business is completely different right now than it was from anything that we've known. I would say this is the most challenging that this venture has ever been for us. Aside from when we started in like 07, 08 and the economy collapsed from the housing market. That was like right when we started, that happened.
That's why we started actually. Yeah.
But that actually didn't affect our business as much as this. That didn't stop people from being able to work. It just stopped a lot of people from having money in houses, and this is a completely different situation. So I would say the biggest challenge is, being glued together at the hip quite often is quite a challenge. You know, I think there's a lot of people that, I mean, everyone has their own life, but, you know, some people, they hi honey in the morning and they're out, and then hi honey at night and they're hanging out and work is gone. And then you get to focus on family life. Well, all the lines are completely blurred. It's always nonstop. It's always work, even when life is happening. So it's not like, because online's always happening and it's with us, it's our names, it's who we are, it's what we do. So that is a challenge in itself, just to kind of keep the energy up. I mean, we both have an incredible amount of energy, that's for sure, but it is exhausting too at the same time, you know. And then we have this little munchkin over here who's, you know, she's 3, and that's a lot.
But I also have to say, the people who work for us, like, it's challenging for us to keep their morale up, not to keep them positive, pretty much they're very positive, but for us to try and do our best to keep them going. Like at one point, like right now we have 6 people working for us. At one point, at some points we got to 14 people. So I think that's challenging for us to try and keep them on board, to make sure that they are doing okay, physically, emotionally, materially, you know. That's challenging for us too right now. We're doing our best to support our staff.
Yeah, and you know, that's a big responsibility to have to manage through all of this. And
you know, as a small business, it's, you know, you have to make some tough decisions there.
Yeah, we have.
There's just still a lot of unknowns with everything going on right now, so it's kind of hard to fill in blanks when you don't know when you're able to fill in those blanks and how you're going to do it. You know, it's just odd, and I'm preaching to the choir. Obviously, everyone's right in the middle of this thing with everyone else, but it's kind of weird. Like, okay, so when can we, you know, plug the cord back into the wall here, right, and get back to something that felt normal.
It was really good. Like before
You know?
this happened, everything was really good. We were finally at a place where now we can just roll.
Moving and grooving.
We're moving. Everyone below us, or not below us, with us, who works for us, everyone's comfortable. You know, so this did put a little like wrench in our whole wave.
Yeah.
I don't want wrenches and waves.
Yeah.
Definitely not. That would be bad.
All day long.
I mean, how fun is that?
Wrenching a wave. Wrenching a wave. It's like throwing water in a chain.
We received a comment saying Brett should do stand-up from Pack.
Oh my God, don't start.
Don't make me stand up because I do not have pants on, because I know it's just going to be on video.
I saw that comment. I'm like, please don't say anything.
Said I must have been out of the room. It was me. It probably came in when I left the room because I was on the other thing. Like,
oh my God.
Had to mention.
Yeah.
But you know, I would love to.
I do have pants on.
I'd love to see some of the designs that you have for sale right now.
Yeah, so first of all, for whoever your followers are, if they use the code FOLLOW35, we're offering 35% off the website. Every week on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, I think it's every Tuesday or Wednesday, we're doing an Instagram sample sale. So if any of your customers want to buy on Instagram, we have a little sample sale. They can just DM and Chelsea will ship out whatever piece they want to purchase. A lot of stuff that we're going to be showing on the next Instagram is like long layering stuff. Everything we use is silver, 14 karat gold fill, and real 14 karat gold. Most of the stuff we bring to the Melrose Trading Post is gold fill or sterling silver. So gold fill is great because they can wear it in the water, you could do whatever, and it doesn't tarnish. So it wears like gold, but the price is much more affordable. So we're going to be showing a lot of like layering pieces. So that's what we've been doing a lot more lately, making that. We started making some jewelry for children. That goes through our sister company. We have another company called Coco Rain, which we started a few years ago. But since we've had time, we've been adding a little bit more, so there'll be more children's jewelry. So that will come later. That's Coco Rain. And then just a lot of trendy stuff like earrings and stuff, you know, that's all on Instagram. So a lot of this stuff. We're working more on just layering pieces because that's still what's very hot. Coin necklaces, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I did see your coin necklaces on there. They're really beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Very easy for every day. I have some over here. I don't know if you can see from there, but there's like just all these kind of coins. But yeah, maybe I can hold it up. It's a lot of.
There you go. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So all those will be all on Instagram and on the website. But yeah, so the website they get extra 35% off. Instagram will already be like sample sale pricing.
Nice. Okay, so can you plug your website and your Instagram and all the places that people can connect you with?
Yeah.
Everything is London Minori. So it's londonminori.com, Instagram at London Minori, Twitter London Minori,
Etsy London Minori,
Etsy,
Amazon London Minori.
It's all across the board.
The only Facebook is London Minori Jewelry. That's the only one that's different.
But you can buy on through Instagram. We're sellers on there, so you can buy directly off of our posts. And yeah, everything, if you look it up, you'll find us all over the web. London Minori, LONDONMANORI. That's what it is.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for plugging that. You know, we got to make sure that people know where to go to get their fabulous jewelry. And so we have just a couple of minutes. Do you want to perhaps give us some final parting words for everyone? Some sweet thoughts, some positive, hopeful, something good?
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well, yeah, happy Mother's Day to anyone that's on here that's a mom or has moms.
Or has dogs or cats.
Dogs or cats or whatever, you know. But first and foremost, I mean, you've heard this all day and you hear it every day, but thank you guys, you know, Natalie and the whole crew, everyone there.
We couldn't have been this far without you guys. We
Yeah.
started with you guys.
Honestly,
So
you
we're
guys
very
are like
loyal to you.
the very beginning of our venture, and we're still in it. And thanks for having us even today. This is an awesome forum. I hope we continue to do this because it just feels, it's like an appetizer of being connected again to the community that we are so in love with, you know. And I usually have a lot of words, but right now it's just more of a sentiment and a feeling and just a thankfulness for having us with you right now and just, you know, keeping us in that parking lot as well. And hopefully we can take the chains off those gates and get it going again. And but yeah, thanks. I don't know how else to say it. You guys are awesome. You know, we really love you guys. We really do. It's a great community and we're happy to be part of it.
Thank you. On behalf of all of us, you know, I know you've been with the market for a long time, and it's people like you that really help build this community and help it really feel like a family. It's really something special when people want to be there for so long and want to keep being a part of it. It really, you know, it just makes it feel so special.
I do have something to say for people who are thinking about joining your community, joining the Melrose Trading Post. They should. Don't think. Like, if they have an opportunity to come sell there, show their artistry, show them their creativity.
Unless you sell jewelry.
Unless you sell jewelry. Yeah, you definitely should. It's a very good opportunity for emerging artists. It's super. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's so cool talking to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me today. You've made this really special. Happy Mother's Day. Tell Riley I say hi.
Okay. Thank you, Natalie. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, guys.
See you soon.
That was wonderful. We not only got to talk to Aniela, but we also got to talk to Brett. That was awesome. So yes, their company name is London Minori. You can follow them on Instagram. I've pinned it below, London Minori. And londonminori.com. They're on Etsy, they're on Twitter, they're on Amazon. Go find them. Look at all their beautiful jewelry. You know, if you haven't gotten something for your mother by now, I'd jump on that website right now. But if you already have, good for you. But what's coming up? You know, we've got different holidays, we've got birthdays coming up, so definitely check them out. If you feel like you just want a special piece for yourself, they have such beautiful jewelry. I highly recommend it personally, but I know a lot of people on here would say the same thing. So yes, definitely check them out. London Minori. So I'm Natalie from Greenway Art Alliance, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. It has been so fun doing these videos. You know, part of the mission of Greenway Art Alliance is to connect communities, and one of the ways we look to do this is through storytelling. So it is so awesome to be able to bring these people that we love here live and share their stories with you. And I really hope you enjoyed the lineup today. We had some incredible people with us. We had an awesome performance from Dylan Chambers. If you missed any of these videos, I put them on our stories, but also we have them on our website. And we have all the ones from last week on our website too. So if you visit melrosetradingpost.org/MTP-live, you can see the videos from last week. And it may take me a little while, but I'm going to get the videos up from today on there too. So keep checking. Each week I'll be updating the website, and then we'll put the new lineup on there as well. All right. We do not know when we are reopening. Thank you for asking. But we are keeping an ear out so that we can know when it is safe to operate and how to operate safely. But we are looking forward to the day that we can reopen, but we do not have a date yet. So that's why we are doing this online, MTP Live. And every Sunday we're going to be going live and bringing you interviews, behind the scenes looks at all the incredible people that sell at the Melrose Trading Post. And we're going to bring you a musical performance as well. So once again, I'm Natalie from Greenway Art Alliance and the Melrose Trading Post. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week.